Welcome back. While it was a crazy week in the nation's capital, political folks here in the Bayou City did their best to match. For instance, Houston firefighters lawyered up in a big way, accepting Uber litigator Tony Busby's offer to mediate their ongoing battle with City Hall for voter-approved pay parity with police. More about that later. Then, Houston ISD's Board of Trustees loudly rejected an overture from a city-backed nonprofit to take over 4 struggling campuses. Topping it all off was long-expected confirmation that our longtime Watch Your Point colleague, Bill King, is locked and nearly loaded to once again challenge incumbent Sylvester Turner in a bare-knuckle campaign next fall. I think it's fair to say the mayor has had better weeks. Who should we start with? I think I'm going to start with Tomaro and then go to Bettencourt.
You got it.
Okay. Listen, I am so proud of HISD for rejecting that. I have massive concerns about that. When it comes to educating our children, that is a fundamental right that everyone should have, and to get the best at it. So to do that, to single out a certain segment of population and just hand them over to business people and non-educators, it was wrong. It was not right. So I'm very, very glad about that. Now, when it comes to the mayor's race, get ready, get ready, get ready. This will be live and in living color. This is choose. You think the last, 7 candidates, 12, well, I don't know, 25, however was it, 2015? This is going to be something to see. This is must-see TV. So y'all get ready.
Paul Bettencourt.
Okay, the HISD board has failed. They're a failure. They violated Open Meetings Records Acts more than once. They have not provided the right leadership. I'm going to actually file a bill before first of the year that takes the board and makes it 4 at-large members, because this board has got to go. Okay.
Wow, breaking news.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, it's because Tamaro's right. It's about the kids, and when they're in session and they're hurling racial epithets at each other, wasting everybody's time, it's time for them to go. Now speaking of this new reality TV, the mayor's race is going to take a new leg up, because when you bring in Busby, who spent really more money on the Democrat side, you've got to. In the last election, about $250,000 to the local Democratic Party.
How much to the Republican Party?
All right, he's going to bring in an attack from the Democrat side, as well as King from the Independents and the Republicans. So this is going to be a Donnybrook of a mayor's race.
Okay, educator. Tony Diaz.
I've got some actual proposals to come up with to offer regarding this whole issue with HISD low-performing schools. But first, I have to address the fact that you've got a Republican representative blaming HISD, whereas I'm going to blame the Texas State Board of Education, because the Texas State Board of Education has basically rigged rules that are sabotaging community schools, and worse, pitting parents against each other. If someone wants to choose a charter school, they should not feel as if they are in direct competition with a community school. So those rules are rigged. On top of it, I don't want the Texas State Board of Education to come into our backyard. So let's get something straight. Texas State Board of Education, don't come in our backyard. I wish right now we had an open call for different ideas, and we need to act on those. I want to remind people, Spring Branch was failing. Spring Branch was failing, and what they did, Spring Branch School District came up with a great idea where they decided to work with KIPP and YES, and they're still in the contract to get on board. And I also want to remind Texans, when Lamarck got taken over by the state, it ruined the schools. Texas State Board of Ed, stay out of Houston, fix the schools now.
Hold on, the Spring Branch thing, that's my bill. That's Senate Bill 1882.
That's a good idea, but don't pick on HISD School District. Don't pick on HISD School District. No, you better be straight up right about Texas State Board of Education.
And they're going.
Stop it now. I want to go to Jessica.
You know, I absolutely support what Senator Bettencourt is going to propose. I think that's a brilliant idea. We have a real problem in HISD, and we wouldn't be having this conversation if those leaders would do their job for the children of this school district, and it should stay within the school district. Regarding the mayor's race, if this incumbent mayor, Sylvester Turner, wouldn't have tried to tax Houstonians at every given opportunity through executive orders after Harvey, if he wouldn't have to have such a corrupt administration administration where folks have been indicted left and right, if he wouldn't be trying to take over beyond a jurisdiction of the city, if he would be organizing the budget in a way, he wouldn't have people right on his heels. He's going to come in as the weakest incumbent mayor that Houston has seen in a long time and have a real contest. And he's had 4 years. He's the first mayor who's had 4 years to try to make things better. And all he's done is shown crony capitalism at its worst in this administration. And we're going to have a mayor's race of epic proportions coming up in next year.
Nyanza, I got to say, the mayor did get through pension reform. I'm going to go ahead and give him some props for that. Nyanza, jump in.
You know, we have to make sure that we state the facts as they are. There were not several indictments that came out in the mayor's race. Maybe you're confusing this with the presidential election. No, that's your president.
Point.
No, everybody indicted,
not at all.
including the latest lobbyist that just turned code on Friday. But let's talk about what this is. If we're going to have a serious mayor's race, and we all need to all be serious, we need to make sure that on this stage that we are fair and unbiased and that we treat every guest that comes to this show with fairness. And we have a gentleman here today, Tony Busby, who's going to be here talking on the hot seat. We need to make sure that we stick to the issues and not the rhetoric. Let's make this particular election in this race fair and balanced, because that's what we're here to do.
David Balat, final word on this. Hold on. David Balat, final word on this. You live in this city. Do we need new mayoral leadership?
You know, we need leadership that's going to listen to the people, and all the people, and not a certain subset. It's important that we have leadership that is involved with the different aspects of the community. You know, Houston is a great city. We've got the medical center, we've got technology, we've got aeronautics, we've got the military. We're a wonderful place. And right now, I'm concerned with where our priorities are. You hear in City Council where they're talking about having to allocate $3 million to have live music in the airport. That's not something that should be discussed in City Council. We have bigger business to be about, and we need leadership that's going to direct us there.
Got to leave it there. Okay, up next, prison time for the president's personal attorney. Will Michael Cohen's list of dirty deeds bring down the Trump White House? Stay with us.